Family adventures at the supermarket. Fabio, Laura, and Enzo were a typical family living in a bustling city. Fabio, a hard-working man in his early 40s, worked at a large company downtown. Laura, a compassionate pharmacist in her late 30s, dedicated her days to helping others at the local pharmacy. Their 8-year-old son, Enzo, was a bright and energetic boy who loved playing with his friends and learning new things at school. Every month, the family would set aside a day for their special grocery shopping trip. It was more than just a chore, it was a family event. They would spend the afternoon together, walking through the aisles of the supermarket, choosing fresh produce, and picking out new snacks. "I'm so hungry," Enzo whined as they entered the supermarket. "Can we get some candy, please?" "We'll see, sweetie," Laura replied, smiling. "Let's focus on getting the healthy stuff first." Fabio and Laura were always mindful of their family's health and tried to make sure they had plenty of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains in their diet. As they made their way through the produce section, Fabio stopped to talk to the produce manager. "Excuse me," Fabio said. "Do you know when the new shipment of avocados is coming in?" "They should be arriving tomorrow, sir," the produce manager replied. "They're looking very fresh." "Great, thanks," Fabio said. "We'll be sure to come back then." Laura, meanwhile, was browsing the meat counter. She turned to the butcher. "Excuse me," she said. "Do you have any organic chicken breasts in stock?" "Yes, ma'am," the butcher replied. "They're right over here." "Perfect," Laura said. "I'll take 2 pounds. As they made their way towards the checkout counter, Enzo began to tug on his mother's sleeve. "Mommy, can we get that new superhero toy?" "Please," he begged, pointing to a display of action figures. Laura sighed. "Maybe next time, honey. We need to focus on getting the groceries first." At the checkout counter, Fabio handed the cashier his credit card. "Is there anything else you'd like to add to your order?" the cashier asked. "No, that's everything," Fabio replied. As they waited for their groceries to be bagged, Laura struck up a conversation with an elderly woman who was also waiting in line. "Have you tried these new granola bars?" the woman asked, holding up a box. "No, I haven't," Laura replied. "They look interesting. How are they?" "They're delicious," the woman said. "I eat one every morning for breakfast." Laura nodded and added the granola bars to her basket. Finally, their groceries were bagged and loaded into their cart. As they made their way to the exit, Enzo was still a little disappointed that he hadn't gotten the toy he wanted. But as they loaded the groceries into the car, he couldn't help but smile. After all, there was nothing quite like a family grocery shopping trip.